Welcome to Bond STX. This is week 9, February 28th to March 4th. This is Lance, the Bark and Stock Bounty Hunter. Back to you again. I've got a special guest again with me, Daz. He's going to join me. We're going to do some stock breakdown analysis and make sure that we make some good call outs this week. Disclaimer before we get started. I am not a financial advisor, nor am I advising anyone to spend their money. This is only for educational purposes and only my opinion. Any money spent is at the individual's own discretion and not due to any information from me. So starting this video a little late. Typically, I'm doing the videos Sunday and putting them out for Monday morning. I was out of town this weekend, so Monday has already started. So we'll have some analysis of today, but also for the week as well. So starting out this week, we'll start out like I normally have been doing for the last few weeks, looking at the Rocky market. So we'll start out with the Nasdaq, analyzing kind of what we've been seeing, kind of what I've been projecting, and kind of what to look forward to. So again, as I mentioned before, looks like the market is kind of in a what I call a double bottom. I projected that possibly would be something we'd see last week and hopefully a pullback this week. Kind of an interesting week. If we don't get the double bottom as we typically see and what investors are expecting, if we don't see that double bottom and the market continues to fall, I'll expect numbers somewhere around the low 13,000s on the Nasdaq. Again, that's a real critical point. So this week is really important. So if the market pulls back, I think we're in the clear for the rest of probably the next 4 or 5 months. If the market pulls down, I would expect we're probably going to see more downward action, more spiraling action downward, which should get us closer to what I think what they're calling now is correction. They're calling all this a correction. I think we would be approaching a pure crash standpoint. So we're looking at anywhere above 20%. On the downside. So, and that's from the highs of back in the early part of the year in January. So I would say this week is critical. Definitely would like to see a pullback. We did see a little bit of a pullback today, which is a good sign. So we're looking to see this kind of like this W pattern again, like a double bottom and up. So projection last week actually went better than I projected. I was expecting to be down here in the low 13,000s by Friday. It did bottom out on a lower note after the Russia-Ukraine war kicked off, which was, I believe, was that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? No, yeah, Wednesday. So Wednesday, we saw the market take a sharp decline down. Then following Thursday, a further spike down. So it hit the support here and then pulled down past support, found another support, which was a historical support. Goes back a few years back from previous manipulation in the market. So I think a lot of this is really, as they call it, correction. I believe that's what it is. Again, another opportunity for investors to get in at lower prices and continue to catch the market at lows and ride it up high. So I believe hopefully this week we'll see the market come to at the best point based on historical numbers. We see the market get back into the low 14,000s. Worst case, we see it get back into the low 13,000. So that's kind of where we are this week. The true value is definitely a lot lower this week based on the huge decrease in the range price from the Ukraine war. So again, I would expect a lot of unknowns to happen in the next couple of days. But I think we'll know a lot coming out of this week, kind of where the market's going, basically what I'm trying to get at. So moving on to the New York Stock Exchange, kind of similar. Again, got the kind of the W pattern here, the low here, pull back up, another test on support, pull back up. So hopefully we'll see some of that on the New York Stock Exchange. It hasn't been quite as bad as the Nasdaq, but definitely still looking in a slight downward direction. Hopefully the price will pull back up. So I would expect to see kind of last week, it did better than expected, than I expected last week. Hopefully again, at true value, will do a little bit better than expected. So I would expect the New York Stock Exchange to kind of end up in the 6,200 range to the 6,400 range. Again, slight pull up from last week. Definitely saw a lot of, again, because of Ukraine war startup, saw a lot of volatility in the market. Again, same with the Nasdaq. If we see a pullback this week, it'll be a great sign to see that we might have already hit the bottom for the year. Hopefully, but we'll see. Definitely a lot coming out this week. So interesting week. So moving on to the call outs for this week. AST SpaceMobile again, 3 times in a row. This one has been kind of it's been a rock star. It's been rolling pretty consistently. It was rolling at a 6 last week. So I think this is the second stock I've called out 3 weeks in a row, but definitely warranted. This company has it's been seeing some consistent volume, and so and again, it's pretty low, and we'll see in the charts on where it should be. And so a little bit overpriced this week. True value is $6.51. It's about 46 cents above true value. Again, of course, you would expect that if something consistently moving at a trend, it's going to price a lot higher than it normally would if it was moving at a lower trend. So moving on to the charts. And so again, this is a company that's not heavily on the radar because you can tell by the volume. So again, looking back at previous analysis on a 1 year, 1 day, of course, my buy ranges were pretty low, got a little tighter as I saw more consistency in the volume. So it's definitely outperformed what my expectations were. And so looking at last week, it fell into this same consistent zone that I tracked previous weeks out. So it's staying above, and looking at today, it stayed above the EMA, pushed above the EMA Friday, and seen a little bit of resistance again on this trend, but it's on an upward trend. But definitely you see a lot of the mouth of the alligator starting to open up. So you want to see the green, the red, and the blue, and then you see the EMA on top of all that. And that's what you want to see. You want to see the start of the opening of the mouth of the alligator for long-term continued, trending up in a bullish trend. So again, this is a pretty good stock as far as what I've been seeing. Looking at historical trend, this is where it would be, but it's definitely been priced pretty consistently. And a lot of investors starting to come in, recognizing the bullish pattern. I believe it's not really gaining a lot of volume so much here lately. It's pretty flat on volume, which is another good sign. If it does start to take on more volume, you could see some spikes up. So I would say by Friday, best case, I would see this going to around $7.48. I think a good price point to get in. If the market does pull back potentially this week, I think I would call this one out. I feel comfortable getting in about $6.32 is what I would call this one out at. So again, could continue to push up. 3 weeks in a row pushing to a 6 could be a little bit of a pullback. So wouldn't be surprised if it pulled down some. So $6.32 is where I'm going here. So Daz, what's your call out for AST SpaceMobile?
My fault, I had the thing on mute. My call out I got on my charts right around 640. What is that? 644.
644. Okay. Still heavily below the SMA. You can see the SMA here. So it's got a lot of room to pull back. I hadn't really looked at where the manipulation is on the upside. Maybe something I'll look at next week. All right. Next on the list, had to go down on the list deep this week. A lot of shaky call outs, a lot of shaky stocks this week based on, again, the way the market is and how they're looking on the charts. But Cisco pulled in as a pretty decent call out this week. I do know they have some ties to some of the military defense stuff. So I think that's another reason to look into this one potentially this week. So price a little high, about 82 cents above value. True value is $55.22. At a flat trend, so not necessarily going one way or the other, but I do see an opportunity. That's what I want to call out for Cisco this week. So looking at Cisco, been heavily in the cake over the last year. Again, looking at 1 year, 1 day. Did see a high back in December going into the first of the year, and it's been pretty much on a downtrend since the first of the year. It did see a little bit of support within the last few weeks. I'm wanting to call that support out, and also seeing some opportunity with some recent highs that is starting to hit. Just slightly zooming out. Again, I like to look at the SMA as a overall trend. So you see it's been going up and then starting to turn flat. And so you see how it reacts to the SMA. So you see a tap on the SMA trying to bust back through it. Back in February 2nd, another tap on the SMA trying to bust through on the 9th. And you finally see a bust through on the SMA on the 17th and 18th, and then a pull back down. And so the lows got a little higher than previous lows, and I see another pull back up. So I expect another tap or bust through the SMA, which would also bust through the cake, which would also be an opportunity for this to possibly turn bullish here in the near future. So I would say great opportunity this week. It's already came down, and I did put this analysis out before the market came out this morning. So it did come down to my price. I missed it. I was not around my phone to order it at this point in time, but I was definitely looking to get in on this one today. I was actually looking at a couple other stocks today, but anyway, so this was a definitely a good opportunity to get in. I would say my best value price for this one is $54.87 is where I would price this one at. Definitely a good opportunity. Could fall back again to that price range possibly tomorrow, Wednesday. I would definitely expect to see this one move up into the $56 by Friday. So I'm calling out Cisco at $54.87 this week. So that's what's your call out for Cisco.
Yeah, for me, I kind of like it at 54. What was this, 54.15?
54.15.
I don't know if it'll go there this week, but that's kind of where I like it at.
54.15 it is. Lock it in. All right. Next on the list, we got Verizon. So Verizon is, again, another stock moving pretty flat. Got an opportunity I want to show in the charts here that I liked when I saw it. Again, another stock that's a little bit overpriced, 85 cents overpriced, coming at a true value of $53.27 this week. Verizon has, I think I called Verizon out a couple weeks back. And so let's look at Verizon, kind of see what I called out, see if it made sense. See if what I call out this week will also kind of fall in that same line. So a couple weeks back, I know this chart looks a little bit messy. There's a lot going on here, but called out an opportunity for Verizon to cross the SMA. I projected the SMA would come down in this pattern. It did not. It actually pulled up, which is a good sign. But it caused the cross to happen about a week after I projected it would pull through. So again, you've seen some kind of taps on the SMA there, taps on the SMA here, some more taps and a slight push through on the SMA here. You can see the EMA, I've got kind of highlighted in this teal, is above the green, the red, and the blue. Kind of seeing the alligator's mouth wanting to open up, which is a great sign, a great opportunity to start to purchase some Verizon for a pull up. And so another thing I like to look at on the MACD, see this pull up, looks like today, slight pull down on the volume, looks like kind of went flat. Didn't have necessarily a good or a bad day. Looks like a pretty flat day for Verizon today. But looking at the manipulation here, I think there's an opportunity for this to pull down, cover this manipulation, and then pull back up to kind of go through and bust through this SMA as it's done last week. So looking at opportunity for Verizon, again, I look at the historical trend that it's been on or that it wants to be on based on previous bullish patterns and the SMA projection here. I expected back a few weeks ago to see the cross on the SMA in April, but we may actually see that cross happen potentially this week or next week. So I would say good opportunity for Verizon. I feel like a good price point, a comfortable price point for me to get in Verizon. I would like to see come down to 5307 before I go in and make a purchase. I think it's a little bit priced a little high. I think there's some opportunities for it to come back down. You can load up and before it goes full bullish. So I'd say 5307 is my comfortable price point. That's what are you calling out for Verizon this week?
I put 52. What is this going to be, right? Make sure I give you the accurate number. This week I got 5268.
Oh man, we way off. 5268. I don't know if we've ever been this far off.
Yeah, but you saw today it went to I think like 5260s earlier when I was watching it earlier today.
Did it? Okay. So what are you seeing in the charts that it's the 5268 making you think that? Just curious.
Today's the 28th. I'm looking at the 4-hour candle. The 4-hour candle in the first one.
Right here.
Let me go to your zone. Yeah, you're on the different time. Go to 4-hour.
Okay.
Yep, that red one right there with the arrow. Well, today, on today.
Oh, today. My bad.
Boom. What is that, 5261?
So that's right at 8 o'clock. That was right at the start too, right to market. Okay, I got you. So that's where you calling it out based on that. Okay, cool. Good stuff. I don't even, do you see that in the one day chart? I'll see that come down to that price. Huh. Was that pre-market? It might be.
Let me look for you real quick. I'll tell you.
That's pre-market. I'm just curious because I'm not seeing
that right there was right at market. You know, we're in a different time.
Okay. So good call out. Possibly be a steal. You get into that price. It'd be a good steal.
Perfect timing on the option or something.
And next on the list is Boeing. So Boeing is coming in Underpriced this week, under true value, good opportunity. Another stock moving flat, and I'll look at the charts here and kind of explain what I see there. So it's 89 cents on sale, and true value of $202.37. So going to Boeing, pulling in the charts. Boeing was a little bit more challenging to read, but I do like what I see looking at the 1 year, 1 day chart. Make sure I got it pulled in. Yep. So you see kind of what we've seen before. I think I've called this one out in the past, and so kind of see this kind of a rainbow pattern SMA, where you see where on the left-hand side of the chart back in the this time last year, it was full bullish above the SMA. Towards the latter part of last year, middle to latter part of last year, it pulled down below the SMA. It's been pretty much below the SMA consistently since September. So you see a lot of taps kind of knocking on the SMA's door, wanting to bust through, but being consistently rejected. So we saw an opportunity here, a bust through, which is a good sign of something to come in the future, at least in my opinion. We saw that back in the first of the year, kind of a precursor to what may come here soon. And so saw that in January, bust through the SMA, kind of teased you a little bit and fell back through, pulled back. Then we've seen a couple of taps back on the SMA again. SMA is still pulling down because the price point gets lower and lower, and we see the low of the year. We see that low happen back in the end of January. So zooming in, kind of getting closer to this week, I want to show you a kind of that kind of a W pattern, that double bottom, kind of what we've been seeing. This one trades on the New York Stock Exchange, so a little bit more consistent than the stocks that's been on the Nasdaq. But I will say, if the market on the New York Stock Exchange pulls up, I would expect Boeing to be part of that ride up. Again, I did call this out before the market, and looks like it came down. It came down right to my price point. I didn't even notice that. Awesome. So wish I would have called this one. Wish we would have had this video yesterday. Probably could have got in on Boeing today. But yeah, so again, believe Boeing's a good opportunity. And what I was seeing before today, if we take this bar out, I was seeing this pull up from, again, the Ukraine war announcement. Saw this pull up on Friday. Saw the mark. I saw actually this was above here. Looks like it pulled down on volume a little bit. But I do see an opportunity for this to pull back up based on the amount of days between here and here. I project that investing in Boeing, it would cross the SMA potentially, at the best case, a couple weeks from now on March 18th. Also, worst case, could cross at the end of March on March 30th. So I think it's a good opportunity to get into Boeing. I do believe with travel and airlines, you got spring break coming, summer, a lot of traveling. I think with the Omicron virus kind of dying down, I believe you'll see a lot more people traveling, and I expect that Boeing, obviously, with major commercial airlines buying Boeing jets, will continue to buy those. So I think investors would believe in this stock and believe in this company. It's been down again on the SMA for quite some time. I believe it's a good opportunity to get into it. So I would say, based on my evaluation of Boeing, a good price for me is $196.68 with the opportunity. I think you get in $196.68 here. I wouldn't be surprised if it pulls back down here. Can get in some more, so you could buy here. Potentially, if it goes up, you're good. If not, come back and load back up here on Friday for, again, this nice little ride up, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. So I would say $196.68 is a good, comfortable price for me on Boeing. That's what your call out for Boeing this week.
I got Boeing at 196.20 this week.
Okay. 96.20. Seeing a little more downside to it.
Yeah, I think so, potentially, but I don't know. Boeing, one of those tricky ones. Like, it kind of has a pattern, but I don't know. I just feel like when Boeing goes down, it goes down.
Yeah, it's been beat up a little bit. I'll agree with you on that. All right, call that one out, lock it in. Moving on to the next company, and it's Discovery. Discovery Channel again popped up on an opportunity for this week. Another stock moving flat. What a surprise. It's a lot of stocks moving flat coming in this week. It's showing 24 cents overpriced, so a little bit pricier than it should be. So it's coming in at true value of $28 even. So going to Discovery, looking at this company, I think I called this one out maybe the first or second week, I can't remember. So called this one out. So going to look back at where it's been. So looking at some true values here back in early January. So it was one of those stocks that was down on the SMA, been beat up for a while, finally pushed through. So we called it out. That's a good opportunity to buy in. It did pull through, had a strong pullback. So I called it out here, and it had a pullback against the SMA, caught a support and pulled back through at the SMA again. So it looks like it might be trying to use SMA as a support, which will be a good sign for it to continue in a bullish pattern. Does seem like today it wants to pull back down on the MACD, which is one of those things that happens, right? Looks like it had earnings call on the 24th. And so looks like it did, it had a estimation of 88 cents. Actually 8 cents. So actually didn't do very well on the earnings report. Do see a pull down and a sharp pullback. So a lot of volatility. And so like it's starting to pull back up again on the SMA. I do see a consistent little pattern here, a little trend, a little support that's moving upwards. So it looks like the investors still believe in Discovery. I do believe there's an opportunity to get in this week at the support of the SMA. So I'm kind of using the SMA as a support. So I'm thinking it's going to continue to pull up, use SMA support, and ride above the SMA for a little while. So I would say pretty much at the SMA of $26.80. Was that $26? Let's see. So it's $27.08 is the actual price point I want to buy it at. So $27.08 is where I feel comfortable with Discovery. I do see an opportunity for it to pull down, but I do think by Friday and next week it'll continue to move up. So $27.08 is where I'm going for Discovery this week. So Daz, what's your call out for Discovery?
Yeah, this right here is one of those tricky ones. I was looking. I got what I wrote down earlier. I put 27.40 even.
Okay.
I know if I can get into that, but not necessarily confident it hit there. But
yeah, let's add a little bit of a pullback today. Let's looking a little closer on the hour chart here.
yeah, it touched 27, 24, 23 today. So it's possible, but
yeah.
But it closed pre-market pretty high. I think 28.75. So
wow. Look at that volatility after hours, man. It went up. pull back down.
They have earnings by chance, or
It did on the 24th after pre-market.
oh, okay, I see.
Pre-market 6 a.m. But you see, it's been upward since then. So I don't know. Seeing a little bit of a resistance here at this line I've got drawn. I'm not sure. So definitely some interesting aftermarket activity. So definitely, it may be too late to get on that one this week, man. They might have already hit its low today. So we'll see though.
Yeah, that happens too.
And those Mondays after the short week, man. Those short weeks, man. They seem to dump on the stocks and then try to pump it on that Monday, Tuesdays on that next week to pull it back up. So I wouldn't be surprised if Wednesday, Thursday, we'll see a pullback down if tomorrow continues up. So we'll see. Again, it's gonna be a good week, man. It's gonna be a telltale week. I will say that. Whatever the market does this week will be kind of a sign of things to come.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
All right, well, that's it for this episode of Bond STX Week 9. Appreciate you all joining, listening in, continuing to listen to the videos. Appreciate all the support. Continue to bring you guys and ladies the best information I can provide. And continue to look out for some more videos from the Myths and Mystery series, a little behind on those. Going to have some tips and tricks videos, a little behind on those. So hopefully I can get caught up within the next couple of weeks and provide some more help for those out there. So again, appreciate all the support and continue watching. Thank you. See you soon.